Greetings, friends, and welcome to Captain Samuel's Shadow Speaker, Rainmaker, Snarky Parrots, Misplaced Cowboys, Wooden Greatswords, Peace Bombs, Nuke Bombs, Spider Critter, Talking Camel, Falling Flowers, Space Portal, Silver Surfer, Miniature Elves, Magic Egg, Godlike Guardians, Ghost Servant, Sentient Storms. Shadow Speaker was written in 2007 by Nigerian-American author Nnedi Okorafor. It is young adult African futurism. The Western world has annihilated itself with nuclear weapons. A peace activist developed something called peace bombs, which accelerate genetic healing. The combination of radiation and the genetic healing effects have broken the laws of physics. However, there have also been interplanetary space portals between worlds prior to the detonation of all these bombs, but now the different worlds are starting to merge together in chaotic ways. Set in Nigeria in 2074, the wandering swordswoman Ja and her two husbands wander the world righting wrongs and helping communities. Ja helps the community of Kwamfa establish a thriving democracy and rebuilds its infrastructure and social services. Once Ja leaves, a charismatic man sets up a dictatorship. Democracy is taken away. Everyone must conform to rigid, sexist, xenophobic rules. The economy is ruined and social services are ended. Ja returns to check on the village of Kwamfa and beheads the dictator in public with her magic sword. The daughter of the deceased dictator is named Nnedi, and she witnesses her father's decapitation. With the dictator dead, Kwamfa prospers again, and Ja is about to leave once more. Nnedi has the ability to speak to shadows. She gets information from them, which is always true. The shadows tell her that she must leave with Ja, the woman who killed her father, and train to be her disciple, or a multi-planetary war will erupt. Nnedi's mother tells her that if she leaves home, she is banned from ever returning. Nnedi makes the tough choice to travel with Ja. Along the way she meets Dikiogo, the son of a wealthy media moguls, who sold him into slavery because they are afraid of his ability to summon rain and lightning. He is rageful, paranoid, and mistrustful. Now that the adventuring party is complete, they travel across the desert into a space portal to the jungle planet Genen for a meeting intended to stop the multiplanetary war. Most of the book is their adventures getting to the meeting. At the meeting and afterwards, the characters face tough ethical decisions about war, violence, peace, and forgiveness. In terms of what I liked and didn't like about the book, this book was deep. It asks tough questions about when war and violence are justified to stop horrible people from doing horrible things. It also points out that even horrible people are still people, people with families. It's important to give peace a chance, but how often and for how long? When does being peaceful become naive? On the other hand, when does self-defense cross the line into bloody aggression? The characters and their interactions were also excellent. Nnedi is learning to be a warrior from the woman who killed her father. Nnedi struggles to do the right thing in a world in which the right thing is unclear. Ja is a powerful female figure with two husbands. She's definitely no damsel in distress. Dikiogo is bitter and mistrustful from his experiences as a slave. He flies into a rage easily and struggles to connect with and trust others. Each character is interesting on their own, and how they all fit together or don't fit together makes for a compelling read. In terms of what I didn't like, I feel like the world building and character abilities were a jumbled mess. Maybe that was the author's intent, because the nuclear and peace bombs have made a chaotic mess of reality, but as a reader I didn't care for it. There were so many fantastical elements all thrown together and introduced and then forgotten about so quickly that it was hard to feel invested in a world where anything goes and there's no consistent rules. Powers and abilities also changed constantly. There's definitely something to be said for less is more and keep it simple. I also felt that a lot of the important world building and plot points, such as the reason for the war with the jungle planet Genen, were off stage for most of the book, and thus didn't feel very compelling. Also, even though this is the second edition of the book, it contained a lot of typos, and even some errors. For example, in one scene, the color of a character's caftan changes for no reason, and I think it was a mistake. Overall, though, this is a solid African futurist book with engaging characters and deep questions about war and peace. I give it 4 stars out of 5 and recommend it. Thanks for watching. Hope you're doing well.